Most people die long before their heart stops beating. They die the day they let fear decide their life. They die the day they choose comfort over courage. They die the day they bury their dreams and call it being realistic. But you, yes, you listening right now, don't have to be one of them. You can die to your fears, and in that moment, you will finally start living for your purpose. You see, fear isn't a ghost. Fear isn't some monster in the dark. Fear is a prison you build, brick by brick, inside your mind. And the key? You've been holding it the whole time. I'm not here to give you some fluffy, positive vibes-only speech. I'm here to rip the chains off your soul. I'm here to challenge you to bury your fears today. Because if you don't, they will bury you.
Fear has one job: to protect you from pain. That's it. That's why it kept our ancestors alive when they heard rustling in the grass or saw a shadow move in the night. But somewhere along the way, fear stopped protecting you and started controlling you. Now it's not the lion in the grass you're afraid of. It's the phone call you don't want to make. It's not the dark forest. It's the judgment of other people. It's not death. It's rejection, embarrassment, failure. And that's the tragedy, because while fear was meant to save your life, it's now stealing it. I remember the first time I faced real fear. Not the jump scare kind, but the kind that wraps around your chest and squeezes until you can't breathe. I was standing backstage, lights flooding the curtain, knowing I had to walk out and speak to hundreds of people. My palms were sweating. My heart was punching my ribs. My mind was screaming, "Run! You're not ready. You're not good enough." That's the voice most people listen to for their entire lives. But that day, something shifted. I thought about what my life would look like if I walked away. Nothing would happen, at least not right away. But I'd keep walking away, every time, until I was old and my entire life was a museum of what-ifs. That day, I decided something. I would rather die on stage, choking on my own words, than live another day obeying fear. The Stoics had a name for this: premeditation malarum, the premeditation of evils. They would visualize the worst-case scenario, face it in their minds, and strip it of its power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." When you see the thing you fear clearly, when you drag it out of the shadows and into the light, you realize it's not death, it's not pain. It's just discomfort wearing a mask. Here's the ugly truth. Most people live in a coffin with the lid open. They're technically alive, but they never take risks, never chase their dreams, never say what they mean. Why? Because fear whispers in their ear, "Stay small, stay safe, don't try." They trade the possibility of greatness for the guarantee of mediocrity. They call it being careful. They call it being responsible. But deep down, they know it's being afraid. I want you to do something right now. Imagine your own funeral. Imagine the people standing around, telling stories about you. What do they say? Do they talk about how brave you were, how you inspired them, how you took risks and lived with fire in your eyes? Or do they say you were nice, safe, always careful? One day, your story will be told without you in the room. And if you let fear write that story, it will be a tragedy. Not because of what you did, but because of what you didn't do.
Here's the truth. You will never get rid of fear by avoiding it. Avoidance feeds fear. If you run from it, it grows. The only way to kill it is to walk straight toward it. Fear doesn't die in comfort zones. It dies in the fire. When you do the thing your mind tells you you can't. It dies when you make the call, when you take the shot, when you walk out on the stage, when you stand up for yourself even if your voice shakes.
You can't serve your purpose while serving your fear. They don't live in the same house. Fear wants you to survive. Purpose wants you to live. You know what your purpose feels like. That burning inside, that calling that doesn't go away. It might be starting a business. It might be writing that book. It might be changing careers, moving to a new city, telling someone how you really feel. But that purpose will never show up fully while fear is sitting in the driver's seat. You can't serve your purpose while serving your fear. They don't live in the same house. Fear wants you to survive. Purpose wants you to live. You know what your purpose feels like. That burning inside. That calling that doesn't go away. It might be starting a business. It might be writing that book. It might be changing careers, moving to a new city, telling someone how you really feel. But that purpose will never show up fully while fear is sitting in the driver's seat. Right now, you have a choice. To keep letting fear write your story, or to bury it, to die to it. And when you do, when you kill it, you will walk out into the world with nothing left to lose. And that is when you become unstoppable. Because what can life take from a person who's already faced their fears? Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Don't wait for the fear to go away. It won't. Don't wait for approval. You don't need it. Stand up today. Look fear in the eye. Tell it, you've had enough of my life. I'm taking the rest back. Die to your fears. Live for your purpose. Because this life is not a rehearsal. And when the curtain falls, you don't get an encore.